And welcome everybody to Live at the Hive, Digital Marketing from the Trenches, episode 208. I'm your host, Dan Nadelko.
I'm Stacey DeSantis.
And I'm Yagna Kolaria.
Welcome everybody as we wait for the teeming masses to come on in. Okay, so yes, today we are going to be talking about not 12, 13. Let's edit that in real time.
What?
One of the benefits of our live streaming studio, bam, thanks to Restream.io. Today we're going to be talking about 13 holiday social ideas that will help you stand out from the crowd, help you define yourself, create some themes around the holiday season to really help amp up the engagement that you've got from now through to obviously New Year's and Boxing Day and the dawn of 2022. There we go.
Boom.
Yes. There we go. I'm leaning in a little bit on the sound effects today.
Hey, that's all right.
All right, so if you are new here or if you have not joined us before, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, depending on what platform you're on. We are streaming to Twitter Live, to Facebook, to YouTube. Yeah, all of those channels.
The multiverse.
The multiverse. We're very meta. We're very meta these days. So welcome, and like I said, if you're new here, don't be shy. Please drop a comment, ask a question. Feel free, if you're watching this afterwards, to drop a comment. We do monitor the comment section. We're happy to engage with you on any questions or comments or ideas that you may have. All righty, well, let's just dive right into it. Most def. Okay. Well, let's see here. Let's get this party started, people. Boink and boink. And we are now presentation mode.
If
there
you're
we go.
if you're listening and you're hearing boink boink, it's just Dan bringing up the presentation.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's dive into it here and just talk a little bit about what it is that we mean when we talk about 13 social ideas. And, you know, you've probably heard of some of these before, and most certainly some of these ideas are a bit new. Some are not as new as others. And what we will be doing is we'll be talking about the importance of creating a theme to create unique social experiences. We're going to talk a little bit about contesting and giveaways, flash sales, Christmas countdowns, holiday gift guides, years in review, personalized messaging, and live stream shopping. All righty. So let's just kick it off with number one. Hey, Agna, your clicks are really loud.
Oh.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. Hello, April. Welcome, welcome. Let's get the rest of the audience in here. So, who wants to kick us off with our first social idea? And actually, you know what? We can almost even backtrack just a little bit. And Stacey, I know you and your team deal with this, but maybe a little bit on, you know, the importance of themes and to create ongoing discussions and some of the things that you and your team work on.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of us immediately fall into the trap of doing just a happy holidays post. And nothing makes this girl cringe more than when I see that, because it's really a missed opportunity. So by creating themes or series or different ways that you can engage with your audience through the holidays, you're actually really optimizing your approach, because by just posting happy holidays, you're really missing an opportunity to get sales, to interact with your audience, your customers, even during the holidays itself, and everything to, collaborations, you name it, right? And so you kind of have to look at it as, how can you get creative? Like I always kind of say over here is, how do you throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks? You actually can create themes and figure out exactly what your objectives are for that year-end push, and then align it with those.
I'm going to interrupt this very quickly. There you go. Happy anniversary, Stacey. How long have you been at the Hive now?
3 years.
That's incredible, isn't it? How fast time flies.
I know, but you know what? To me, it feels longer, but not in a negative way, in a positive way, because I just the body of work. Oh, shush. No, it's just like the body of work the team has accomplished and all the things that we've been able to do over the last 3 years. It's pretty incredible, right? So, yeah, I'm really blessed and lucky to work with such an amazing group of people. We always say we're a family, and I know a lot of people roll their eyes when they hear that, but we really are. So, thanks for keeping me around, this old lady.
Thanks for sticking around. And then you got your young guns like Yagna coming up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Courtney saying congratulations on the 3-year stays.
Oh,
Da, da,
thanks,
da.
Court.
There we go. All right, everybody. So, yes, we will get back to the regularly scheduled programming. But, Stacey, it is a pleasure to work with you every single day.
Aw.
And I count you as a friend and a colleague.
Absolutely, my friend. Friend. We need to like music, but
Oh, some like, emotional music.
yeah, like soap opera. Like
All I have is this for you. The kids love you. The kids
here,
love you.
I'll cue it up. Like sand through the hourglass. These are the days at the hive.
They're not nearly that dramatic, though, mostly.
Yeah.
No, we're pretty chill.
Thankfully. The one thing I do count lucky about the team that we've got is the lack of what can be sometimes snipey workplaces. I don't think we have that, and I'm glad that we don't. So
No. We actually all really like one another, and we actually all hang out past work.
Yes, we
What?
What?
Yeah.
All right, so let's dive into this. Yagna, I'll kick this one over to you.
I think you
so-
have muted my mic.
No, you're there.
You're,
Can hear
you're
you.
fine.
Oh, because
We can hear you perfectly, so just ignore that. Can you hear us?
the first idea would be featuring new products, and the best place where you can feature your new products are on Facebook and Instagram stories, because right now stories are super popular content type across all social media platforms, and this is a good way where business can provide audiences an insightful experience through Facebook and Insta stories. And this is an opportunity for business to not only showcase products in action but also display how it is made, and you can like display or demonstrate all the benefits that your product can offer to a customer. So I think it's a really good feature that business should do in their social media campaign.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, by the way.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so I think featuring new products and using the features, using some of the whether it's a reel or whether it's a story format, and really using some of the features, the additional features that are available. And one of the things, I think a lot of businesses are really still tied into the content schedule on the news feed of whatever it is, whether it's the Instagram feed, the TikTok feed, well, not the TikTok feed, but the Facebook feed. And a lot of what's happening on social in terms of where you can feature your products and how you can do it, a lot of the focus has been shifted away from the feed and into the story or the reel or the duet or, keep
The live
going.
chat.
The remix, the live chat. And they're very important components. So, you can feature your products in action. That's another thing. Don't just show a static image with a white background like you would, say, on an e-commerce store. And we are going to talk about live shopping and the importance of video as well in that context. But show your product in action. Show your users using that. And then by using a remix or a reel or a story, you've got dozens of additional features you can add on top of it to give it that kind of vibrant approach.
Yeah, and really focus in problem solution when you're doing that reel or video, because it shouldn't be like, oh, let's take a look at this, I don't know, treadmill, and it can go so fast. Like, actually show the results, because people love it before and after. They absolutely love that. So try to think along those lines versus just like getting really specky with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Alrighty, so next up, what did I do here? Oh, there we go. So next up, we've got offer express shipping. And now I think there's an important distinction here for anybody that's in the e-commerce game is free shipping is now pretty much non-optional. Like it is there. If you're not offering free shipping on orders above some amount, you're going to find that you're going to lose customers straight up to Amazon and Amazon Prime. It's called the Amazon Prime effect for a reason. It has literally changed the way that businesses need to operate online. Where in the past, even a couple of years ago, it's really been the last 2 years, but express shipping. And I think the nuance to this, from my perspective, is not just the Amazon effect, but the express shipping is your investment in your first-time customer, right?
Yeah.
So look at the way that I would perceive first-time customers is the first sale is not where you make money, right? The first sale is where you build that trust and that relationship that will continue to the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth sale, which is really where the profits lie for any business. So by offering express shipping, I don't know if, I know it's the same in the States, but here in Canada with Canada Post, standard shipping is very slow, right? I mean, you can wait up to 2 weeks. Now you've got, what do we have? 15 days till Christmas? 14.
Yeah.
Effectively, right?
Although, sidebar, Amazon let me down, Dan. I bought you a t-shirt for Christmas and it's not coming till Christmas Eve. So you're getting it after. But
Come on over Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I know. And it's an awesome t-shirt. It says more cowbell. Like,
come
it's
on.
awesome.
Well, that's not even, I appreciate that, but now it's not even a surprise.
I know.
That's okay. I appreciate it.
But the thing is like that it got me thinking, like if you're shopping online, which most of us are doing now, because I would say most of us hate lineups and crowds, especially now with a pandemic. But anyway, if you have a choice between two t-shirts, are you going to pick the one that's going to come late so you can't give it to your boss before Christmas? Or are you going to pick the one that can come the next day so when there's a Christmas party, you could give it to them?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's like how you differentiate from the competition. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, Yagna, if it's like this for you, but I mean, I'm an Amazonaholic. It's much more rare for me to go actually shopping these days, for sure.
For me too, also, because of lockdown and everything, I was shifted to Amazon very quickly. And sometimes some products do they give like 1 day delivery, which is amazing. Like you can just order the product and get it by evening or maybe next day morning, and it's perfect.
Yeah,
It's really
Amazon
good.
can be a little crazy. I've had same day delivery on certain items as well. But offer that express shipping, be willing to take that as a cost, because I think where a lot of e-commerce brands and a lot of brands will fail or really struggle is by trying to make that first sale a profit center. Right?
Yeah, forget about it.
And don't do it. I mean, Best Buy, like just look at the biggest brands in the world, the most successful brands in the world, and they'll do whatever it takes. And it's what we call a tripwire offer, which is really a negative connotation. But by investing in express shipping, think of the things that you're going to do. So if I had an e-commerce brand and I was selling, whether I'm selling on Amazon or whether I'm selling on my Shopify store or my WooCommerce store, if I know that you're giving me express shipping and giving me that Amazon Prime style experience, then I'm going to appreciate that. It's going to, and again, putting the benefit in the place of the customer, which is really important for your marketing, right? Don't talk about your product, talk about the benefit and the solution to your customer. By making that one investment, you're going to lock in and do other things to lock in future sales, which is where your profits truly lie. So the nuance is offering express shipping, not just free shipping, but the premium shipping for your customer will really go a long way in the holiday season. It'll also make you stand out. You'll look like Amazon Prime, right?
You look like a rock star.
Yeah. And so there's a lot more underneath that it may appear in that one tip. Okay. So next up, we've got considering charitable giving. These are our friends at Grosh, is a local e-commerce company. The great thing about a company like Grosh, they've taken it to the next level, which I also think is really great. They're what's called a B Corp. So that means that they are actually audited. They give back. Every purchase goes towards clean water for in their context. And this is, I think, especially post-pandemic, is a great way to align yourself as a conscientious capitalist, and really helping to build goodwill towards the fact that my purchase is actually doing something positive for the world that we live in.
Yeah, and if you're a local business, what other way, like it would be a great way to really showcase the fact that you're part of your local community. You care, you're like almost like a social justice warrior in your local community where you actually aren't just part of the community and want people to shop at your store because you're local, but because you actually are contributing back. And you're building relationships by doing that as well, which could maybe lead into other things like collaborations and other ways that you could actually, have them reshare your content, or like the possibilities are endless. So, really consider, donating or doing like a match to match fund, because you don't have to be a big company like Best Buy to do this. It would actually, I think, behoove any local business to really look into this kind of approach.
Yeah, and I feel, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just saying that it makes like audience feel that like, oh, I'm purchasing something, or I'm contributing towards a good cause, and like I really believe in this company and it is working towards something good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think especially, again, I think the pandemic has taught a lot of people about priorities in life, and when things are looking pretty grim, what that actually means. And so it's a fantastic way. I would actually recommend that, like you do, like our friends at Grosh, is that you can make this a part ultimately of your brand and your identity. And that's a very deep connection. And people are appreciating that more and more and more. Cool. The end. No, not the end. That's just
We've got like 11 more now, don't we? No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
doing my math wrong. We're at 10.
Stacy's our local creative, everybody. She's not on the maths and science team. All good. All right. So next up, and this one is really important. And again, be accessible with live chat. Now, we've worked over the years with dozens and dozens of e-commerce brands. And the distinction is, don't just shuttle it over to a bot. The bot should be there under certain circumstances, even certain times of day. But by manning that chat, by personing, I don't know what the right term is these days, but whatever you want to call it. But when you have a live chat and you're really there proactively, you will be amazed. I've told this anecdote before, but we worked with a supplement provider many years ago. And during the Memorial Day weekend in the US, I took the 3 days and I was on live for 4 hours each day of that weekend. And I ended up having incredibly in-depth conversations with people about why they wanted this supplement, type 2 diabetes, for example, getting almost not quite life stories, but it was approaching that. And the number of conversions were astonishing, that people were browsing around, and because of this live chat and the one-to-one interaction that could be had, the conversion rate was like quadruple what it was from any other channel without the live chat. So then again, I think a lot of this live here, like what we're talking about on this episode, is not necessarily so much that any of this is what you might see in every other top 10 list, right? But the idea is that there's nuance to things. Like it's how you do it. It's not the fact, okay, we got the widget on the site.
Yeah.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. But are you interacting proactively and saying, hey, it's Dan. I'm here. I'm live and I'm here to chat. Is there anything I can help you with? Do you have any questions? I know it can be a pain. It most certainly is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. It does take resources, but you'll see a huge difference in that conversion rate, and also how people perceive your brand as being very personalized in a digital world.
Yeah, and I think it's tapping into micro moments. When things happen, you want to talk to somebody right away. A lot of people don't want to call. They want to just get on the, on the computer and be able to either on their phone or on their computer, just talk to someone, get the answers they need, ask questions. You add authenticity. You're able to provide them with information right away.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they're going to convert. And they're
Yeah.
going to probably come back because they know you're available to them. Accessibility, right?
And just another on the anecdote, and some of the platforms that you could use: Olark, Drift, Zendesk Chat if you have Zendesk for support, Intercom, all great chat platforms that actually integrate with Shopify, WooCommerce, and many other platforms. So you'll actually see if it's a customer, it'll pop up their name, and you'll be able to see them and talk to them. On the anecdotal side of things is when I was doing this, that Memorial Day weekend, just as a little bit of an example, I wasn't really talking so much about the products. I was actually getting into people's story, like their story, like what's wrong, what happened to you. One lady had lost her leg. She has type 2 diabetes, so we were talking about that and the health, different things you can do, to stay healthy. Those are pretty, I wouldn't say meta conversations, but you're getting down to a lot of substance there by having that accessible live chat. Special shout out here. Hello, Sachita.
Hey, girl.
I love it
You're
when you
on
guys show up
vacation.
and you're on vacation. That's really, no, it's cool. You don't have to. Obviously, you're on vacation, do you? But we really appreciate.
We do.
Yes, we do. All right, so buzzing right along here. Who wants to do the next one? I'll put it up. It's ladies' choice.
I'm going to give it to Yagna.
Okay.
Every time there's a pregnant, like a pregnant pause or an awkward pause, I'm going to throw it.
I was waiting for it to load. I couldn't remember which one it was. So.
I love going live without a script. It's so much fun. Like we literally just, for anybody watching, we do obviously produce this. We discuss it, but we don't have a script. We don't have, anything. This is like truly live, and this is just us kind of rapping about this stuff. So expect the unexpected.
Ooh, I love the pun. We were rapping. Holidays, rapping.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good
nice.
one.
I don't do content just for
Yeah.
kicks,
There
like.
you go. There you go. I will note that Benny B is far less punny than he was last week.
Yeah. Where are you, Betty?
That's right, April. No script, just all fun. Absolutely. All right. Who am I handing this one over to?
Me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so another idea for social media is to host a contest or a giveaway, and this is a fun way to engage your followers, and it is also providing some opportunity to not only engage with them but also build a bond as well, because you're offering them something. Like you can make an opportunity to win some exclusive new products or services before the holidays, and mostly user generated content contests are more valuable because they are already running with existing customers. So you can do a photo video contest or a hashtag contest, enter to win some prizes or maybe product review, and you can like post a video of how the product was beneficial for you and how did it work out for you, and you can win something.
Yeah, for sure. I think the important part there is the UGC side of things. The most powerful thing you can do are have organic, natural, fun videos. And with the rise of things like TikTok, where people are creating video and using video, it's a whole lot easier. So Benny is chiming in here. I feel like you're deep into the honey every week. But, who knows? So just to get back to it, user-generated contests are extremely powerful, engaging, and regardless of the size of your brand, and we've seen this literally hundreds and hundreds of times, is people feel excited when their content is published on a brand's channel, especially if they have alignment with the brand and they feel passion towards that brand. A lot of people get very excited about that kind of thing, and you want to foster that. And that's why we're saying creating unique social experiences is the key, right? And so, again, the nuance, I keep saying it over and over in this episode, but the user-generated content can be a huge well that you can tap into pretty much any time. You can excite people by featuring them. You can tell their story. It's a win-win all around.
Yay!
I want to get a mic drop one.
Yeah. I love
Alrighty.
UGC. All right.
Yes.
Number 6.
Okay, number 6. Stacy, over to you.
Yeah. So a great way to build excitement is to run a flash sale. So you could do like a 12 days of Christmas giveaway, which isn't really flashy in the sense that it's over a 12-day period. But let's say you did something on Boxing Day and it's just a 1-day sale only. You could create that same experience that it's been going on for years at stores or malls across the country, for years, by having that one day where everything's really on sale. Do it online. It's like a mini Cyber Monday. And you can bundle things, so maybe you have like your top selling product and then you add something that's complementary to it. Maybe a way to introduce people to additional products as well that complement one another. And if you collaborate too with other brands, like I know we've talked about this numerous times, but this is a day where 1-day sale where maybe someone can buy teacup and scones and it's like half the price, so it's a great way to find other brands that you can collaborate with or other local businesses that you can collaborate with on something that's complementary and then offer them a tap into or a teaser of what you offer all the time.
And this falls under the surprise and delight side of things. Actually, I was going to pull it up, but I don't have it handy right now. So I've talked about field notes. We've talked about field notes several times on this podcast and live stream. And the reason is what they've done, just to give everybody a little bit of context and background. Field Notes makes little tiny notebooks and big notebooks, right?
Yeah.
And so you would think, who's going to buy that? It's a notebook. I can go to Walmart and pick up a notebook for $1.39 or whatever the price is. Well, they've managed to create something very interesting out of something that really technically isn't interesting by tapping into people's passions. And they do a ton of surprise and delight. So, for example, they threw out a Wednesday special, no coupon code needed, 25% off of everything, plus you get a free It's Wednesday notebook, which is kind of like Hump Day, and you get a free little extra with it. And basically in their communication was no trick, no hook, no coupon code, don't have to do anything, just come buy it and you get this today only. And that comes out of nowhere. They didn't announce it anywhere else before. They are notorious for doing this, and they're highly effective at it because it's very, very genuine, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to, again, I'm going to stop saying nuance. I feel like I need a thesaurus. I need a thesaurus for another word.
Look up nuance.
Subtlety. I think that's another good one. It's about the subtlety in doing this. Saying, I ran a contest campaign or I ran a flash sale is not enough. That's only the beginning of it. So the idea here is a big tip with your socials in this context is create a theme around Christmas. Christmas is a theme, so you create themes on your social, and that will help consolidate everything that you're working on and create a narrative story that people will love to see. And then, like Stacy said, I think one of the most powerful things you can do is collabing. Like in the world of social media and on YouTube, collaborations are the way and the path to success. It's been proven over and over. That's the same thing with your business, regardless of size. Find a group of aligned brands and work with them to offer added benefit and added value. And during that period of time, surprise and delight your audience.
So I found some other words that you can use. We've got hint. You could add a dash. I'm just going a dash. Yeah. Shade, but I don't think that's right. Tinge, touch, trace. Nicety, refinement.
Nicety.
I don't know. I'm just going with dictionary.com right now.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, moving on to number 7. Create a virtual advent calendar. So you can do this. Again, this is kind of along the theme. It doesn't have to, it's not based religiously at all, obviously, because there's also Hanukkah and various other holidays that are happening. But this notion that creating you could, like I said, adapt it for the 12 days of Christmas, because obviously we're 10 days into an advent calendar now, but you can do lots of variants of this, right?
Hmm.
Effectively, what this turns into is basically a scratch and win contest. Lots of fun gamification that you can do, put into this, secret promo codes, secret giveaways. Again, I think the theme on this one is surprise and delight.
Definitely. But just make sure that when you're doing the surprise and delight, that it's in line with your brand. Because I don't know if you saw the news this week and all the hubbub about Chanel. And they did
I
like an advent calendar.
I
And it was a
love
little bit of
that.
a hashtag fail.
I honestly love that story so much, because I have a certain feeling about these designer brands. But sure, let's go down that rabbit hole. Stacy, what happened?
So this girl posted on TikTok she had bought this advent calendar for like $899 US, and which I mean, I don't have that kind of disposable income, but you go, girl. Anyway, she bought this and she was filming or recording her opening it each day on TikTok and posting. It was like a series, and it was like one of the things was some Chanel stickers. The other one was like a little cheap Chanel bracelet. So there was a big, controversy. Like, was it worth the money? I guess
No,
I heard that as the days went on, the gifts got a little bit nicer, but here we are.
yeah, they were. I kind of assume that they were probably trying to do this kind of lead up, but when it's a Chanel, so high end perception brand, this is how you screw up on social and you pay a price, because creators have a one-to-one connect. Customers are all influencers, and I think that's also an important thing to
Yes.
remember. Customers are influencers, and they have influence over their direct audience, even if it's 50 people, right? It doesn't matter the size, because if you're a large brand or you have a large social following and you screw up, you are potentially compromising your real customer relationships with tens of thousands of people, which is what happened to Chanel, right? They did a
Hmm.
poor job of execution. One of the criticisms that came out was that there were actual samples in that advent calendar that you paid $900 for. So stuff that they're giving away for free are obviously very low cost things. And so that's a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not big into like the Yeezy world. Like, you couldn't catch me spending $800 or $900 on a pair of shoes I know that are made in China. It's not happening for me. But there are markets out there for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yagno, you want to run with this one?
Sure. So run at this or that story post. So basically, this is another way for your audience to interact with you while also promoting your business through their page. So you just create template for this or that. It can be related to your products or Christmas theme, and users will have to report the repost the blank template by selecting what they think would be their preference. And this is a good idea because it will not only help in creating engagement, but it will also give a chance to allow customers to know what actually your products are, maybe creating some brand awareness as well, and also some page traffic.
Yeah, for sure. And again, this is about one, revealing your portfolio or your product catalog, but it does it in a fun, unintrusive, and non-salesy way, which I think there's a place to sell on social, but you've just got to be careful about when, where, and how you do it. So if you're on your social and you only use your social to say, buy this product or buy this service, you know, do this thing, you're gonna run into a brick wall on social. Like, you're literally gonna get flat engagement. It's not gonna happen, because that is not what social is for. There's a place for it, a time for it, but doing this type of entertaining this or that story post is a fun way to unobtrusively, I'll say unobtrusively, show people what it is that you're selling, right?
Yeah, I think it's with a lot of these themes that we're talking about too, is this idea of creating something that is shareable. So we always talk about creating useful content, which it should be number one, but by creating something fun, gamified, and shareable, it gets your audience to engage with your brand in a unique way and then share it with other people. And really, social in a lot of ways is a modern day word of mouth. So leverage some of these ideas with that thought process in mind.
Mm-hmm. Totally. All right. So skipping right ahead here. And this is actually just basically, it's kind of a extension of the last tip there. But post story polls. Stacey, I know that you do a ton of these.
Oh yeah, I love doing polls. What's great about them is you can. So I'm a really big proponent of doing polls with purpose. And what I mean by that is there's a way to run polls on your account where you get information about the sentiment that people have maybe for certain products. And you can do it in kind of not a sneaky way, but it doesn't have to be an overt way. You don't have to be like, do you like this blue cup? Yes or no. But it can be like, oh, did you know that you could do this or that with the product? And people will be like, no. Or they might be
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, we already knew. But by understanding that, it actually kind of gives you some data that you can use to maybe, bring up the chain of command, so to speak. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
that polls are interactive and they have their purpose, but I don't think a lot of people think about it in that way. And we're always like, oh, we should send out a survey. We should do this. Use your stories, man. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it's an important thing. Like there is obviously still traditional like market research that's used,
mm-hmm.
but using these types of polls to gain casual market research helps you in your persona development that we talk a lot about.
Yeah.
And so persona development is something that I think a lot of companies and a lot of organizations do once and stop. But
Mm-hmm.
think about yourself 10 years ago versus today. It's an extreme example. How much have you changed, right? So your personas change, they evolve, they develop over time. And these kinds of things are a really simple and subtle way to gain that information and to understand what people want. And so are your comment section. Another fun tip, if you are trying to research something that's fairly complicated for a certain persona and demographic, go to Amazon, do a bit of research, find out what products people of a certain persona are interested in, then go to Amazon and search for some of the products and go read the comment section. Ignore the 5 stars, ignore the 1 stars. The 5 stars are too gushy, the 1 stars are people that have a chip on their shoulder. Look at the 3-star reviews that are honest, right? That's another way that you can get real feedback, and books are a great example. Like if you find an aligned book with a product that you're selling for a certain demographic, go look, and you people will tell everybody what it is that they're looking for. So just a little bit of a takeoff on that, but definitely a useful way to go. Okay.
Look at us dropping all the tips today, eh?
Bam.
Boom.
Yes, absolutely. So next up, creating a holiday gift guides. And one of the sites that I like to talk about a lot is a site called Polyvore. It's a really great site. It was kind of a raging social network. I think it's still, it's still very popular, but when you are putting together a gift guide, don't just think about, hey, buy 20 of my products and here they are slapped together. Like that's not that's not what we're talking about here. Again, it's a little bit more meta than that, but if you combine your product with typical products that people would be using. So again, just to go back a few tips is to talk about, aligned brands that you can work with and formally collaborate with. But even more casually is in the context of, we'll use field notes as an example, right? So field notes, I've got a notepad. Well, here are some pens, and here's some other stationery, and here's some other cool things you can do with this, is a great way to show your audience and your community that you're thinking about them and not your product specifically, right? And this can be done in lots of ways. I don't think it's anything that we haven't talked about before, but putting it all together and doing a gift guide will also secondarily, how many of you, do you have that person you can't buy for?
Oh
That's like
yeah.
really hard to
Yeah.
buy for
Yeah.
some people.
My dad.
Yeah, for
Forget
sure.
about it.
And so it's an idea stimulator, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, like, there's a lot of trends right now in terms of like dark academia, cottage core. We hear a lot about these like themes. And if you have like a fashion brand, maybe you want to make sure that you're pairing pieces that align with that certain kind of niche. And then make sure that you do that targeted approach with your gift guide to that niche through like a boost or something. They're likely to probably download that gift guide or even likely to convert because you've put it all together for them. People lack time. They don't want to really browse. They want it all kind of packaged together. So make it convenient.
Exactly. And again, I think one of the important things is you're helping solve people's, like the pain point is I don't know what to buy my dad. He buys whatever he wants and I find it impossible. And
You're
so
getting another blue hoodie, Dad.
yeah,
He watches. So
I'm staying out of that family conversation. All right, moving right along. Yagna, would you like to do the next one?
Sure. So the 11th idea or the 11th tip is to share your year in review. So, to be honest, 2020 has been a rough year for all of us. So it is a good opportunity to share positive roundup on social media for
Yagna.
2021.
We're in 2021.
like, sorry, still living in the past.
We love you. Don't worry. We're
But
just-
still, like from 2020 it has been rough year, but still so 2021 has also been a kind of a rough year, and it's, to be honest, it's a good way to be sharing a positive roundup and being transparent with your community and telling them how much you have grown along the way. And you can do that by like demonstrating your best selling products of the year, highlighting the popular trends that you have followed or have made along the way, and showcasing your milestones, like this is far you have reached. And basically you can also discuss predictions of next year as well, like this is what we think will be trending next year.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. One, I think social media has a lot of negative sentiment associated with it, where there's been several studies where, they'll say that negative sentiment is actually the most shared thing on social. Positive sentiments as well are extremely powerful, especially at this time of year. So this time of year for a lot of people can be difficult, can be challenging. It is noted as one of the most stressful times of year, in addition to being one of the most depressing times of year for people as well. And so a couple of things that you can combine in here are things that you've done that have positively impacted. Just to go back to our charitable alignment kind of tip, is talking a lot about the good things that maybe you've participated in with other people. Don't just make it like a year in review. You could also do, 10 amazing things that happened this year. So good things, even good news stories, and your year in review to help just differentiate that content again from, the good old Merry Christmas, everybody, with a Getty Images stock image of a Christmas tree. I will shoot myself in the face.
You love the stock images.
I
You
love
just
stock.
love them.
There's
Dan's
nothing
always
more
like,
that I
please
love.
use more stock. And I'm like,
Yes.
okay.
More generic stock. No. Yeah, I frequently bang my head against brick walls for the evil that stock photo houses have unleashed upon the world with really bad stock images that get used. I like the one, my favorite one is the blockchain one where it's someone's finger touching a magic dot and there's like blue sparks going all over the place. That's they're very informative.
It's so innovative.
Now from the irony department, we have point 12. Posting a holiday message with a caveat. Okay. Create some very personalized Christmas messages. Okay. This Death Wish Coffee example is really great. So this is from their community. So they're highlighting user-generated content like we had discussed before. But, a really great thing that is even small, like anybody can do, is just create a personalized Merry Christmas message from you and your family in front of the Christmas tree. I mean, that's more powerful by 100 times. A 15-second video just saying, hey, everybody, wanted to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, or get everybody on your team note to selves. Everybody shoot a 10-second Merry Christmas video. We stitch it together, and that's the Christmas post.
Brandon,
Highly,
write that down.
highly
Okay.
personalized. Yes, Brandon.
No, but it's true. We had this conversation with a client this week, and they wanted to send out a holiday email. So it's a little bit different than social, but there's the same kind of thing. And they were very like generic, oh, let's just do happy holidays. And we suggested, like, why don't we have like a group photo or a little message or something personalized? Because people want to see the people behind the brand, and they want to know who's kind of running the ship. And if they can see that and they can interact with it, it humanizes your brand, and overall it's a win-win.
Absolutely. And again, these can be very simple. They can be really simple. Brandon, more stock images. Somebody promote this guy. There you go. Ugly team sweaters. I've had it on a list of ours for many, many years to actually create a honeypot ugly Christmas sweater. It's obviously going to happen next year.
You got 12 days. Express
Yeah,
shipping. Make it happen.
Lots of time. Another great idea, super simple and really fun, is a jib jab, they're called. So you get all your team's faces and create jib jabs. People love them. They're cute. They're funny. People don't mind watching them. They have great open rates, and they're cute and they're fun. So yeah, just get away from the standard, but do post that holiday message. So last but not least, my fave, obviously my fave, is the live stream. Now, what are we talking about here?
I have no idea.
I'm not going to get into the whole TikTok. Why did Amazon buy Twitch thing? That was earlier in the week with the team. But I can pretty definitively say, I'm not saying Amazon isn't interested in video games. Obviously they are. They purchased Twitch.tv for the live stream infrastructure that came along with it to pair it with all of their live stream shopping services and also their Amazon cloud streaming services. But live streams can be an extremely powerful tool for you as a business or a marketer to showcase. Now, this is the shoppable feed, and obviously that's Walmart on TikTok. You don't need the shoppable feed. I mean, it's obviously handy, but you can go live. And what you can do is just feature your products, even if you go live at the same time every single day for just a 10, 15-minute period leading up, again, thematically. What you've got thematically is, hey, here's my 12 days of Christmas. Here's my social post. Here's my personalized Christmas. We've got a theme. And every day we're going live for 10 or 15 minutes featuring our products or featuring your services or, any manner of things where you can live stream. And you can create excitement because on these platforms, when you're using these new features like we've talked about before, what you're able to do is you're able to skip the algorithm in a sense. Like these platforms, Instagram Live, they love live, right? They want you there. So you got an additional distribution point. It's pretty easy and pretty straightforward, especially considering the amount of video that everybody produces these days.
And I'm going to add a little tinsel to your tree. I think a really great way to kind of even enhance this idea more is if you collaborate with a micro influencer, get them to come to your store or get them to do the live stream highlighting your products. You're going to not only tap into your audience, but you're going to tap into their audience too. So it's going to expand your reach even more. I was at the mall the other day and I saw this girl and my daughter knew who she was. And she was like, oh, she's like an influencer. And I'm like, okay. And anyway, she was like highlighting like Coach bags in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And I got yelled at by my daughter because I walked behind her and I interrupted the shot. But I didn't know what she was doing. But that being said, now that store is also going to be able to leverage her audience. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and don't be afraid. Like, look, and again, this goes for smaller brands. There are a lot of TikTokers that will, for a reasonable price, you can pay them to become your ambassador for a period of time. And look, micro influencers, when we're talking about micro influencers, you can talk up to 50,000, say, TikTok followers. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's a micro influencer. And there's a huge divide, right? You can find these amazing creative people that are young, understand the platforms, that would be more than thrilled for a very reasonable rate. You pay them to become your ambassador to a TikTok or Instagram takeover of your feed. You will have a very professional content creator that understands the platform, that can help you grow. You don't have to even do it, and it's not going to cost you that much, because most of these influencers are not even getting paid, unfortunately, by brands, because they're not big enough for big brands, right? And smaller brands haven't identified that, hey, if I pay somebody X number of dollars, this is their first opportunity. And again, pay them fairly, right? If you pay somebody fairly at that level, you're going to build something up, and you may have the next, well, I'm not going to say Kylie Kardashian, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get in at the ground floor, and you can create these relationships early, and really have that social rocking and rolling for you. Alrighty. And that, my friends, is lucky number 13. And we are out of here. No, we're not quite yet. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for episode 208 of Live at the Hive Digital Marketing from the Trenches. We really do appreciate everybody being here. Like we said, if you have a question, comment, and you're watching this on demand, please feel free to drop a comment. We will, and we do monitor that. And just one last pun from Brandon. More trim for your timber, a.k.a. more tinsel for your tree. This has to stop. It's getting out of hand.
Oh, what did Benny have to say?
And that's a wrap. It's just being...
Oh.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, like I said, thank you for joining us for episode 208. We will see you next Friday. I believe that... Is that that's the week before Christmas? Yeah, I think I can't remember what the dates are.
Yeah, because the next one would be Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and I'm not thinking a whole bunch of people are going to want to be live streaming on Christmas Eve, right?
Unless we're having a flash sale.
There we go. I think by that point, if you're worrying about your flash sale on Christmas Eve, you may have missed the boat. Just saying. All right, everybody. Well, thanks again for joining us. We will see you next week at 4:20 p.m. Same B time, same B channel. Peace.
Peace.